Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveller. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. I have just now recited, or rather read, the first stanza of Robert Frost's poem, The Roads Not Taken. And today I want to say a few words about this poem, apparently a very simple poem. And the history of the poem, as we find, is also rather interesting. Well, the poet Robert Frost and his friend Edward Thomas used to walk down roads as a part of their entertainment, and the two friends often quarreled as to which road was to be taken, and especially when there are two roads in front of them going through the forest, they would very often engage in friendly altercations and quarrels about the road to be taken. Now we read that this is in fact the source of the poem, and the poet rather jokingly wrote this poem. Now the question is, should we really consider that this poem was written as a joke? Was it written in such a light-hearted fashion? Now, well, the simple summary of the poem is that there were two roads, and naturally they had to take one, and the one had to be left, thinking that the other one might be taken at some other day. But as it happens, that the other road is never taken. So if you take one road, then naturally the other road will be left. Now, does it say anything deeper? Does it not tell us the story of our life? Does it not tell us something about the eternal uncertainty of human life? The eternal uncertainty and indecision of the human beings. When you have a number of options in front of us, can we take up a clear decision without any misgivings in us? Now the question is, out of the two roads, which road should be taken by us? And in our life, we have multiple options, very often, multiple routes, very often. And can we really depend on our decision? For we never know what is there at the end of the road? When we end our journey, we may find that the journey was not fruitful at all, and we regret that we might have taken the other road. And the regret of indecision or wrong decision will always be there about the road not taken. In fact, our life has just one road, that is our birth, our growth, and our death. And apart from that, all the other choices and options that you speak of are not the roads of life. They are just the lanes and by-lanes of life. And when we say that this is a better one, this is a better road or a better option or a better choice, how do we decide? What is the parameter for deciding that this is the better one or that is the worse? And we have to depend once again on our own decision. We have to decide that this is bad or this is better. And the decision may prove to be ineffective or untrue or fruitless. Now, let us look at the text of the poem. The first stanza, let us look at the first stanza once again. Well, the first line of the first stanza, in a yellowed. Is there any significance for the word yellow? Yellowed? It definitely suggests the yellow leaves. The yellow leaves and the season of autumn. Does the season of autumn have any symbolic significance? The autumn of life? Well, we do have our regrets and our remorse when we reach rather the last phase of our life, because we know, by that time we know we cannot perhaps make another beginning, a fresh beginning. In the second stanza, the first line again, the poet says, then took the other as just as fair. Now, this is also very interesting. When we have two options in front of us, and one is distinctly good and the other is bad, the choice is easy, the choice is simple. But if we have a choice of two things, when both the things are equally fair, equally prospectful, what should we do? What should we do? The poet says here in the poem that he took one road because it was less grassy. Less grassy because, well, perhaps lesser people had traveled across or had traveled along this road. Therefore, it was less grassy. So, is it a new route? So, the other question comes that, is it good to venture out for something new? something untrodden? Perhaps there is nothing that is untrodden. Because, well, the same road might have been taken by other people. Maybe for some time people had not gone along that road, and therefore it looked grassy, more grassy than the other. So the uncertainty is always there. And as the poet in the third stanza says, in the third line, I kept the first for another day. I kept the first for another day. With the two roads, I took the second one, and I kept the first for another day. But will that another day come? The poet knows that it will never come. It will not come. And let us go to the last stanza once again. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in wood, and I took the one less travelled by. And that has made all the difference. What's the meaning of that? Well, in fact, two roads we cannot take. One road we have to. And we get and gather our experiences as we travel along that road. The other road that we left could have given us other experiences, other forms of experiences, other variety of experiences, and we could not get them. And that made all the difference. Now, how will you conclude? Is there really room for regret in life that we had to take up one route while the other routes were there, the other roads were there? Is it a thing of regret? Perhaps it is not. Because whichever road we take, we shall have our experiences. And our experiences will enrich us. Maybe the other road would have given us a different set of experiences, and the enrichment would have been different. But life is like that. So roads not taken can give us a number of ideas and a number of thoughts. And one more thing I'll say before I conclude, that how we choose, how do we make our choice? We look at a thing and we consider the prospect, and then we make our preference, and finally we face the challenges of life. So whichever road you take, the same sort of challenges would have been there. Maybe they would be different in kind, but not in degree. Different in kind, but not different in degree. Same sort of challenges we shall have to face, because this is life. Life is a road, and we must move along the road. No other option is there. Thank you very much.